On the night of May 16, 1943, 19 Lancaster bombers flew low over occupied Europe carrying a weapon that wasn't supposed to work, a bomb that bounced. I'm Vera, and this is Echoes of History Past. Operation Chastise, the Dambusters. You know this story. The skip bombs, the perfect spin, the wall of the Möhne Dam splitting open in the dark. Behind that wall sat 135 million tons of water. When the concrete failed, all of it came down the valley at once. Britain called it a triumph of engineering and nerve. And it was. But the story everyone tells ends when the dam breaks. Mine begins the morning after. The water reached towns 30 miles downstream. It swept away houses, livestock, bridges, and people who had no warning at all. The valley floor was a graveyard of debris. The Reich needed the dam back, fast. The Ruhr ran on that water, and the propaganda machine could not allow it to look broken for long. So they requisitioned engineers, civilians. One of them was a structural man named Karl Schütte, pulled from his ordinary life and ordered into the valley within 48 hours. He arrived to rebuild concrete. What he found first was the human wreckage the flood had left along the debris line, drying in the gray May light. Officially, the dead were a number the government kept quiet. Hundreds of forced laborers, mostly women, drowned in a camp downstream, were barely acknowledged at all. Schütte was not a resistance fighter. He was an engineer doing the job a regime forced on him, surrounded by overseers, working long days against an impossible deadline. But somewhere in those first weeks, walking the flood line, he started writing things down. Not load calculations, names, the people the water had taken. He recorded what he could verify, a precise damage account, photographs he gathered quietly, the figures the Reich refused to publish, kept by the man rebuilding their wall. And here is where this stops being a war story and becomes something stranger. Because consider what an engineer actually does. He builds things meant to outlast everyone who built them. Schütte understood that better than anyone. A dam is the most permanent thing humans make. It is designed to stand for a century, holding back the same patient water. So before the final concrete was poured, he took his account, his names and photographs, and sealed them inside a waterproofed steel cylinder of 1940s make. Then, by the light of a single oil lamp in a site hut, he placed that cylinder into the wall he was being paid to raise. Think about those last moments before the pour. A man alone with a record the state had ordered erased, choosing the one place it could never be burned. He gave it to the dam, to the concrete, to the only thing in that valley he trusted to keep a secret longer than the men who ran the country. The war ended. Schütte went on with his life and said nothing. The dam held the water, and it held his secret, year after silent year. Then, in 1975, during a routine maintenance inspection deep inside the structure, workers found a steel cylinder where no cylinder should be. Inside, a handwritten account, intact. Names, photographs, a damage record more honest than anything the Reich ever released. The human cost of a celebrated raid, kept by the enemy engineer who rebuilt the target. That is the connection nobody tells you. The same wall that one nation destroyed to win the war, a man on the other side rebuilt to save the truth. Operation Chastise made the history books as numbers and nerve. Karl Schütte made sure the people inside those numbers got their names back, sealed in concrete for 32 years. He didn't leave a monument. He left a list where no one could destroy it, because some refusals to forget are quieter than a bomb and last far longer. I'm Vera. Thank you for listening.